So LibreLingo uses so the CI pipelines in LibreLingo use an external service called Semaphore, and it works kind of well, but I like GitHub Actions a little bit more. And I don't know. I mean, GitHub Actions are a bit simpler, and I would like to make it easy to create even a hard fork of LibreLingo on GitHub. And GitHub Actions are really easy to set up in your repository, so I thought that it would make more sense to rewrite most of the CI in GitHub Actions, which are probably known by more people anyway. So we're already using GitHub Actions in LibreLingo anyway. For example, in course repositories, all the checks are done using GitHub Actions. So it also just makes more sense to not use several different CI providers when we can just use GitHub Actions, which is already included for free with GitHub for open source projects. Basically, I don't want to make like one big refactor or something. I like to take baby steps. So perhaps I would just start by maybe refactoring this part. I mean, not refactoring, porting this part, porting it from Semaphore CI to GitHub Actions, or perhaps just really just starting with one part of it. So that's it. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do now. And basically I have this Semaphore config file, semaphore.yaml, and I would want to take this and re-implement it using GitHub Actions, like in this already existing workflow that we have. So my idea is more or less creating another workflow, perhaps. I just start by calling it pytest, and then I'll decide what to do after that. So I'll save it in .github/workflows/ pytest .yaml, and then I guess copy paste all of this. And let's call it pytest. Yeah, it should probably run on Ubuntu. It will need checkout. So let's say install Python dependencies, and it's probably Python. Okay, let's see how to. This is Ubuntu. Okay. Poetry. How to install Poetry on Ubuntu? Maybe it's a different way. Actually, let's Poetry GitHub Actions. Let's see. A. Runs on Matrix OS. Okay, actually this would be interesting to do it this way. So I'll copy paste this instead. And I still call it pytest. It should still be on. Well, it should still be on push. And maybe what reversion? So I don't know when this was updated. 8 days ago. What's the current version? Okay, 1.2.1. So perhaps let's go with 1.2.1. Ubuntu, Mac, Windows, and then yeah, check out, set up Python. I don't think this needs a name. Okay, let's start with this one. Let's see if this one will at least run. So I create a new branch. Port pytest to GitHub Actions. Let's stage this. Yeah, comment message should be on CI port pytest to GitHub Actions. Let's push. So let's hope that this will at least run. So this one is already failing. Okay, 1.2.0a is the only one that's available. Let's push a new version of the same commit. It's way too many versions of the same pipeline. But okay, that seems to have worked. So I guess it's enough to use one poetry version and maybe 2 Python versions. So let's see, Ubuntu, what's latest Ubuntu 20? Okay, default Python version. Oh, what? Latest Ubuntu version? Out. Okay, what's the default Python? Come on. What is? Um, okay, so what is Python 3 in the latest Ubuntu is 3.10. So I don't know. I don't think we need anything. I mean, we can do maybe 3.8 and around 3.8. Okay, what's like in Ubuntu the only or the oldest supported Ubuntu, it's 3.6. Says you do just 3.6 and 3.10. I think that should be enough. And then we set up Python. We should install Python dependencies with port reinstall. Okay, so it's failing. Currently activated Python version is not supported by the... Oh, okay, so basically Poetry won't run with anything older than 3.8. Right? Yeah. Or by the project. So that's, I guess, what we've already set for the whole project. Ah, okay, yes. Okay, so 3.8 that it is. So now this one is failing because while setup.py install is deprecated, use build and pip and other standards-based tools. Is this because... Okay. What's the Python version that I have now? It's that version. Okay, so this could be a solution. make sure Poetry is up to date, Poetry self update. And by the way, is it failing also with the older Python version? Or not? Oh, okay, it is failing for maybe a different reason. Poetry can't set attribute. Let's focus on just this version for now. Okay, I don't know. I might figure this out later, but I think it's just because the latest supported poetry version by this poetry action is probably too old for Python 3.10. So I just wanted to test with Python 3.9. And hopefully that will just work. It does seem to work. Oh, but poetry was not okay, basically this is not needed. This failed because, okay, it wasn't installed with the recommended way, so I guess I'll have to go and contribute to this project because it's a little bit outdated, but anyways, this part, I guess, is not going to be needed. And on the other hand, okay, this was just installing Poetry itself. Okay, so basically, maybe this still doesn't work at all. This is already failing. Instant depends from log file can't set attribute. Okay, so I don't know. Let's just abandon this thing. Set up poetry manually, maybe with the recommended method. Okay. This, I think it, well, okay, by Python 3. Well, let's see if it works. So this worked somehow. Okay, wow. Now it actually seems to work. Nice. So it's passing on Ubuntu. It's failing on Mac. And I don't know if it it will even be possible on Windows. So pottery command not found, but why did it work on Linux? Hmm. Let's see what happened with Windows. Okay. Okay, so this, yeah. So, I mean, right now, this is only for Linux. And I mean, right now we're only running the CI on Linux at all. So we don't need to support Mac and Windows in this task. It could be a separate task to change the CI so that it also tests for Mac and Windows. Which would be useful because maybe the setup instructions are a little bit different or something. And that actually should be documented, and we should like test if people with Mac and people with Windows are able to easily set up the project and contribute. So it would be useful, but let's take baby steps and just support what's already supported. And that's Ubuntu, so that should pass. And then let's call this Python verifications. I don't know. And then let's run pytest. And then maybe also rename that file. So .github workflows pytest to .github workflows python.yaml. So to run pytest, it's enough to run this command. But we run pytest doc test modules. Okay, all the tests passed. Nice. So now I will just remove this. And then I guess this could be just go test Python packages like it used to be called. And then maybe, okay, what was this commit? Okay, port pytest to GitHub Actions. So let's make another commit where I port the code style, well, code format. Okay, let's do like all right, let's do types actually, mypy. Okay, test Python types with mypy. That's, oh wait, okay, that's it. And then I can delete it from here. Okay, so CI port Python type checks to okay, all the tests run. Let's see if mypy will run correctly. Nice, no issues found. So now this pull request can be merged. Okay. So now I will merge this and I will create, oh, what happened here? So I will create some new issues to port also the code style tests to GitHub Actions. Okay, so basically it's just like repeating what happened in this commit, so it should be a very easy task. Get this commit reports my pytest from Semaphore CI to GitHub Actions. This task should be very simple, just be the same step for black and pilot, so that those checks are executed using actions or CI. And this should be good first issue. You don't need to know anything about this project at all to do this. And it would be better to look at like this. Look at this commit. Let's do it like that.